Blighty Boxing, in association with Frank Warren and Queensbridge Motions. We're here with the Juggernaut in Surbiton. Joe, where have you been for the last year? What have you been doing?
I've been checking out the views, I've been sightseeing, I've been, chilling.
You ain't been fighting, have you?
Yeah, no, I haven't been fighting. But yeah, so went to Vegas, had a great training camp, things were going really well. I was getting better and better. I was, my fitness was there, I was reaching my peak, great sparring, and then Corona. And then we had to bail out, get a flight.
What was going on while you were out there?
Sorry?
How aware were you of what was going on while you were out there?
Well, we saw some stuff like on social media and stuff from back home, but we didn't really obviously it was bad, it seemed bad and that, but we was kind of in the Vegas bubble, and we didn't really notice it there. It wasn't till maybe the last weekend where we went out for food and there was not much people out. We kind of started to realise it, and then it was and then I think Adam rung us up guys, we need to book you a flight back ASAP because Tuesday there's going to be no more flights. So we're like, damn. So then he managed to get us a flight back on Sunday, and Lerone went back on Friday.
Yeah.
But at the airport, it was I don't know, yeah. No one quite had realised it was happening until when we got back. Then we really realised the extent of it.
And how did you cope with 3 or 4 months of solitary confinement?
Well, I was enjoying the first couple of weeks. That was good. I got plenty of time to chill out and play some video games. And
some people suggested you wouldn't even notice you was in lockdown because that's what you do anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. But then, you get bored of it after a while. When you've been doing it for too long, after the second week, I was like, now what? It's so boring, and there's nothing to do. There's no training to go to. But luckily, I had some places to run and cycle, and just keep it moving like that, picking over.
A fight on the 25th at the BT Studio against Wallisch. How important is this fight to you? I mean, regardless of opponent, how important is it just to get yourself out there again? Yeah,
I mean, the last fight was against Jennings July last year, so it's about time I get back in the ring and get back under fire and see what I have got, and dust off the cobwebs and get me in good shape, in good stead for Daniel Dubois.
The fact it's an interim fight, kind of. Are you sort of preparing for 2 fights at the same time at the moment? It must be hard not to look beyond Wallisch onto Daniel.
No, I'm dealing with Wallisch first. He's right in front of me now, so I can't look past him because that's when you make mistakes. So I need to deal with Wallisch first, and then I can then start thinking about Duvall. But Wallisch is a good test because he's a seasoned European style high guard, and his game he's gonna want to win, isn't he? He's gonna want to beat me because then he can take my scalp.
Realistically, do you think he presents any serious danger to you?
I think he does in spurts. He can mix it up, and he's quite hard to hit as well because due to his high guard. And I was looking at his fight against F.A. Ajagba, and he did all right. It wasn't until Ajagba finally got him out there. But so it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to come prepared. And
did you ever look at the boxing on Friday to sort of get a feel for what it's going to be like and what you're going to be up against in terms of a studio with not crowds of fans?
I wish I did, but I think I was on my VR. I forgot about it. I was on my VR world, with 2 lightsabers, and I missed it.
Program planners or anything?
I know, yeah, but I'd like to watch that back.
It was quite good, actually. I mean,
and see how things are handled.
Exactly. I mean,
there's a lot of PPE gear and people masked up.
It was a bit like a scene out of Emergency Ward 10 with everyone walking around with these visors on and masks and everything. Yeah. But it's what we've got to do to get out at the moment, isn't it? And you'd rather that than not. I guess.
So it's great that I've had a fight arranged so quickly, and I'll be on one of the first fights back.
I'll talk about your training situation. I know there's always good reasons and sound logic behind changes of trainer. You going over to Salas, and obviously he can't be here at the moment, so you've got his assistant, his former assistant, is that right?
Yeah, so Steve Broughton, he was with us from when I was with David Hay in his gym. So, you know, I've trained with him before. He's given me both like S&C, and he's worked alongside Salas on the pad. So it's familiar hands.
In terms of Adam Booth, I mean, obviously you went there, and some people were surprised, some weren't, but you're obviously not there now, and there's, like I say, there's probably good sound reasons. But style-wise, was that a problem for you? Because Adam's fighters all seem to have a very specific style, which isn't always the easiest to grasp. Yeah. Did it suit you? Was it just not quite the right fit?
I think there's some good stuff in it that I learnt from there, but I think it's not quite my style. I don't think I have the twitchy reflexes that he kind of looks for in fighters and that. And his I think Adam's a great guy, and I've learnt a lot, and I love the team and that. But I thought that for such a big fight in Dubai, I needed to change something, because I was getting a bit stale being here where I was living and just training, and it was getting a bit monotonous. So it was quite of a breath of fresh air when I then went to Vegas and rejoined with Salas. It was a lot more, exciting, and I felt like I was. I don't know. I think I gelled with Salas. And it was, unfortunate that he was quite badly injured, and he was thinking of retiring. So then I had to look for another coach, and then two good options were either Abel Sanchez or Adam Booth.
He did both. And
so Adam Booth at the time didn't have time to train me at that time. So we made a trip to try and to see how I fit in with Abel's work, and I really liked Abel, and I loved training down there, and I learned a lot from there.
Very contrasting, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so different stuff.
To Adam,
so I've gone kind of in a triangle. I started with Salas, then I went to Abel, then I came back to England, went to Adam, and then I've gone back to Vegas to Salas. So
would it be true
the
to
trifecta.
say though, but you've got to let a juggernaut be a juggernaut, because that's you, isn't it? You can't sort of try to tie you up with too many instructions and regimented sort of drills. You've got to be you. And that's what you've built your reputation on.
So I think it's not about obviously just working on my strong points in the Juggernaut style, or not going opposite and trying to avoid shots and be more elusive. I need to have a bit of both, and to be able to throw punches in bunches like I like to do. I can take a good shot, but it's better if I don't take a shot and I can miss it, move out the way or whatever. So
the fight against the Russian was quite telling, wasn't it? Ustinov. Those first round or two where you were trying out all this new stuff you'd learned, and then after that,
I wasn't getting hit, but then I wasn't landing as many shots.
Then you almost sort of went, sod that, I'm going back to being me.
I was like,
and you got Juggernaut, wasn't it? It was a real contrast within that fight. Changing the subject, I've said to Sam, I kind of feel like you've been a victim of your own success in this hold-up, because you had that WBA #1 spot. No one knows what the hell is happening with that title. It still hasn't been sorted out or fought for. You had the European #1 spot, a fight with Hook.
that was unfortunate.
Fight with Hook. There was a delay because of the purse money.
It was delayed. Then he got pulled off because for injuries. And
you're kind of being a victim of your own. You get log jammed in these #1 spots, don't you?
It's been a little bit unfortunate for me this year, like late last year and this year, but hopefully it's going to pick up again after this, and then I can have some really good nights next year.
Do you fear that the elite of the heavyweight division is going to be a bit roadblocked soon, in terms of, if you listen to the grapevine,
there's a lot of fighters that are tied up.
Wilder Fury in December maybe, and then they're talking about two Wilder, Joshua, Fury, Joshua fights.
I know, I'm like, come on, mate.
that will probably take most of 2021.
And there's Dillian White still got it to have his shot.
There, and the other fella, the Usyk.
Usyk, yeah. There's plenty of good.
21's going to be quite taken up, isn't it?
There's plenty of good fights out there. So,
do you worry about that in terms of looking at your own shot, or are you just going to think, well, I'm just going to try and keep busy?
I'm sure sooner or later I'm going to get that opportunity, and I just need to be ready for that when the time comes.
But another waiting game, would you take the approach of I'm going to keep fighting, or if you've got some sort of ranking or mandatory spot, would you be prepared to wait again? You don't want to wait too long, you being an old boy.
Well, steady. I'll just take the opportunities when they're there. I've got a great opportunity in fighting Daniel Dubois. That's going to be a great fight for the British fight fans, and the general public are really getting behind it. So it's a sold out event, pay-per-view, and then and then it's been postponed twice. So this third time lucky.
Well, let's hope so. On Daniel, I mean, has anything changed in your sort of thought process in terms of how that fight's going to go? I mean, like you say, the fact that you're going back to being a juggernaut and not getting too technical, does that work against him? I mean, how do you see it playing out in a way?
Well, I've kind of got an idea what Dubois has got as being in the ring with him as a kid, and I'm familiar with his style. I know he's gonna be coming forward wanting to take my head off and put me to sleep, and I can expect that. So it's going to be an exciting fight, and he's going to want to try and take me out early, or I don't know. He can box as well. He's technical, and I wonder how he is under fire, because he's good at giving it, but can he take it?
Well, he engaged in a shootout against that Larty, didn't he? And Nathan tried to take his head off as well, didn't he?
Wobbled, yeah.
So by the same token, it's a difficult question for you to answer this, but you talk about getting caught in the old Juggernaut style. If the shots that Stiverne caught you with and Jennings caught you with, do you think you can afford to give Daniel Dubois those openings, or do you think that would just be too dangerous a game?
Well, I mean, when you go out in the rain, you're going to get wet. So, I mean, I just hope that my chin can take it and I can keep walking forward like the Juggernaut and, find my way to win. It's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be my hardest fight in my career to date. So, I just need to be ready and in the best possible shape to get the job done.
We're all looking forward to it. Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you.